Hi, this is Diana Lidstone, the Entrepreneur's GPS, and welcome to Feature Friday. I am better known as I said, the Entrepreneur's GPS. I am the founder of Shift Events and the creator of the Achievers Club. And this week, I am so thrilled to have my friend Julie Richer here. Julie is the owner of Peak Energy Management. Julie and I have been friends for a couple of years. And as she talks to you, you will understand why she is so good at what she does. She just brings this energy and this charisma to everything. So welcome, Julie.
Yay! Hi, Diana. Thank you so much for having me today.
Great, great. So tell us a little bit about Peak Energy Management.
Okay, where to start? Well, you know what? Let's talk about just peak energy for a second. And it's about being at our best. If you think about it, it's about reaching our peak in the workplace and our professional, personal lives. And you put the word management in there. It's like, how do you manage your own energy? And I think one of the biggest myths that we can bust with what I'm providing as far as content and so on is that so many people or so many organizations focus on managing their time. But our issue with time is that there's only 24 hours in a day, and there's only 168 hours in a week. And so what I encourage people to start shifting is to not focus on time management, but to focus on energy management. So how can one manage their energy to be at their best? And when we look at that, then you have more control. Because time, you can't control it unless you figured out a little, a little something with a time machine or something. But where it comes down to personal energy management, then the onus falls back onto us. And there are some real, simple, strategic habits that one can incorporate in their lives. And so when I go around delivering peak energy management programs, I focus on 4 areas. And so a human being, let's say, has access to 4 energy sources. And so the first energy source is the physical energy source. And it's all about, like, how do I manage my physical energy? So what foods do I eat? How often do I eat? Do I sleep well? Do I have ailments? Do I have illnesses? Do I move? Do I even take the time to walk and provide some oxygen to my body? Because we all know that if we take care of our physical body, we are just going to be happier, healthier, more energized, more focused, and so on. Shall I go on?
Yes, so that was one of 4.
That
So,
was one of it, yeah. The second one is the mental energy source. And so that has everything to do with how you use your mind. So are you more present, or are you more in your head worrying about the future or reminiscing about the past, or just overthinking and overanalyzing things? Because the more we're in our mind, the more it drains energy from us. And if I'm going to put this context into a workplace, then it's like, what kind of productivity habits do you have in place? Do you plan your workday properly? Do you prioritize your work in a fashion where you can be highly efficient at work? So it's around like mindfulness, strategic habits. That's all around the mental energy source. Now, the third energy source is the emotional energy source. And I always start off by saying it all has to do with how you feel, and we all know that if we feel great, we perform better. Hands down, right?
Yeah.
So it's about, how do you manage your emotions? What are your relationships in your life? And again, it can be applied as well as in your personal life. Are there relationships that are draining the energy out of you? Or are your relationships at work or at home fueling you? Do you have engaging conversations, interesting conversations? Do you suppress your opinions? Do you stop yourself from sharing things? Because that's going to be an energy sucker as well. So it's all around how to manage my emotions without freaking out, but not suppressing them, and being professional and respectful and so on. And finally, the fourth energy source is the core energy source. And it has everything to do with one's priorities, values, what's important in your life right now. And when we apply it in the context of the workplace, we look at how are you aligned with your workplace vision, mission, and values. Because we all know if a high value for you is to be, working for an organization that raises funds for vulnerable people, yet you've got a CEO who's all about cutting budgets and not allowing you to do implement these great ideas, well, that is going to drain you. So it's all about how can you harvest, or how can you manage these 4 energy sources in order to be your top self, personally and professionally.
That sounds very cool. So you sort of hinted that do you mostly work with corporations and in the workplace, or do you also do one-on-one work? Is there a priority?
I think at the moment, my priority is getting into organizations. I love one-on-one work, don't get me wrong, and that door is always open, right? But the biggest impact can be done in organizations. And really, I need to be knocking on HR doors. Human resources directors have a huge responsibility in managing their employees' well-being. And I can help with that. I have so many different programs that I can offer for organizations. And it is about almost like giving back the power to their employees to take charge of their own work life, their own habits, but to bring it back to being human again in the workplace. It sounds so like, I don't know, cliche or like, oh, be human, but we've been driven by technology. Technology is available 24 hours a day. So somewhere, in I guess about 20 years ago, we started falling in the trap of being available or feeling that we need to be available 24 hours 7, to work through lunches, to work through breaks, to bring work back at the work, at home. And so what's happening in organizations is that employees are drained. Their performance is not as high as it could be. Absenteeism rate are like skyrocketing so much in organizations. True engagement, like commitment and passion to be in the workplace, is like disintegrating. And not only is this affecting organizations, I mean, the bottom line, the stresses that CEOs and HR directors have, but how is this now trickling into people's personal lives?
Sure.
Right? I mean, I don't know how many times I hear like, oh, I can't wait to get home and crash in front of the TV and not maybe say so, but they're probably drinking half a bottle of wine to just unwind. And there are like just so many healthier ways of doing that. And so it's re-educating and inspiring people, giving them their power back, that we don't have to be victims of this fast-paced, high-demand world. There's a way that we can navigate that and be our best selves.
I love it. Sounds great. Now, you and I were at an event the other day. So you're heavily, from what I see, involved in networking groups for women. So tell us a little bit about that.
Oh, I am currently the vice president for a group called Women's Business Connections, WBCOrleans.com. And me and Marion Mead, she's the president currently, and we have a wonderful executive team. But our mission is really to help business women to thrive in their business. And one little flavor that we've enhanced this year or this past year was we want to attract and encourage people to be authentic, to be themselves. And it's funny how it kind of does have it meshes with the personal energy management piece, because the more you are yourself, the more present that you are, the more energized and the greater impact you can have on the people around you. Right. So this Women's Business Connection Group just allows us to mentor newly business women, and then also business like-minded women and women that have been in business forever can be mentors, and it's just a fantastic group. Love it.
And they were celebrating their 25th anniversary, and that is to be congratulated, because we don't see a lot of that today. So Very cool. And, you know, the whole topic of being your authentic self. Today, I was hosting a mastermind of some clients, and we were talking about how a number of them have made pivotal shifts in their business because they thought they needed to be over here. And they thought, you know, on social media, well, I need to be doing this and I need to be doing that. And they went, it just wasn't them, and it wasn't flowing, and it was energy draining. And so, you know, as the leader of this mastermind, I was going, yay! So yeah, I think it happens at all levels for sure. So
Yeah,
I want to thank you so much for joining me today. And we look forward to, you know, keeping in touch. We kind of let that spread a little bit there for a while, but that's okay. That's okay.
You know, we reconnected like it was nothing yesterday, right?
I know.
It was awesome
It
to
was
see.
like we were sharing that hotel room again.
Yes. Diana, thank you so much for this opportunity, and I'm a big fan of yours. Keep on doing the awesome work that you're doing, and it truly was an honor for me to have a chit chat with you today.
Thank you. So if people are interested in peak energy management and the work that Julie Richer does, how can they find you?
Well, I got a great website, peakenergymanagement.com. Go check it out. You've got, and you know, you may not be thinking, oh, this is for me, but if you have any colleagues, friends that are in the HR department that are tasked with, you know, really truly creating a well-being culture in organizations, please send them my way. I have a Facebook page too as well, peakenergymanagement.com, Instagram account, Peak Energy Management. I mean, it's pretty simple. But yeah, that's how you can reach me. Julie at peakenergymanagement.com if you want to email me. Easily found on the web.
Perfect. Thank you so much for joining me on Feature Friday, and we'll be in touch soon.
Awesome. Bye.
Take care.